And welcome again, dear friends, to another week of Fresh Bread. This is Reverend Phil Anderson here, pastor of Oakland United Methodist Church and Kansas Avenue United Methodist Church, right here in the capital city of Topeka, Kansas, good old T-Town. And I'm glad to be back with you. Missed last week. I just kind of got out of control, I guess. I was thinking about doing some fresh breads, and it seemed like all of a sudden I ended up on Saturday, and I hadn't done any, and even Saturday was a busy day and didn't get them done. So anyhow, we are back, hopefully online now, as we continue our Fresh Bread broadcast. These are little 5-minute devotionals. I'd like to encourage you to join us. Thanks to Tom Lynn again for posting these on our kaumc.church website. Very much appreciate that, Tom. And we are going to resume James chapter 1. I'd like to get through, maybe, I don't know if I'll get through the whole book this week, but in the next couple weeks, God willing, we'll get through. It's only 5 chapters, and there's so much to talk about. But I would like to go ahead and start where I think we pretty much left off, and that was maybe as a short review. We'll start with James 1, verses 16, all the way to the end of the chapter. So this may be a little bit of a review, but so be it. So let's go ahead and begin reading. Don't be deceived, my dear brothers. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. He chose to give us birth through the word of truth, that we might be a kind of first fruits of all he created. My dear brothers, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, for man's anger does not bring about the righteous life that God desires. Therefore, get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like a man who looks at his face in a mirror, and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. But the man who looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues to do this, not forgetting what he has heard, but doing it, he will be blessed in what he does. Now, if anyone considers himself religious and yet does not keep a right rein on his tongue, he deceives himself, and his religion is worthless. Religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. Now, if you heard what I just read, you'll know why I love the book of James so much, because it is absolutely on target. It is so relevant to our life. I still hear people say, well, I don't necessarily know about the book of James. Well, maybe it hits a little too close to home for you. So, I can understand that. But, sometimes we just got to take a look in the mirror, right, and take a look and see where we're at. Just sort of one of those honest looks at ourselves. And I think that's what the book of James really does. And so without going into great detail, again, this is not an in-depth Bible study. I would encourage you to get a good study Bible and begin reading the book of James. The other thing, real quick, I want to share with you before we go. We'll come back tomorrow to really dissect this a little bit, not in great detail, but we'll go and we'll discuss verses 16 down through verse 27 in the first chapter of James before we move on to James 2. But before we do that, I want to encourage the church members to begin to think seriously about getting a good study Bible that they can get into, and then to bring that Bible to church. You can write notes down from the sermon. You can write down thoughts that God gives you as the sermon is going on. But, maybe we'll just order a case lot of New International or a New International Version Bibles, or my favorite right now is the New Living Translation, and it's called the Life Application Study Bible. And it's a great Bible. It's very easy to read. It's got great notes that we can apply to our daily lives. And so we may stick a sheet out here in the next few weeks and see what people want to do. Then we can all be reading from the same Bible every Sunday. And again, I believe these are the ones that are going to be most enjoyable for you to get into, as they're going to be easy to understand and have very relevant and practical study notes at the bottom of each page. Well, again, thank you for joining me today. We'll be back Tuesday for more Fresh Bread. Until then, may God richly bless you is my prayer. Have a great day.